Track 74.
Teen troubles. Got a problem and not sure who to ask for advice? Write to us and we will help. When you see this, click to hear some advice from Dr. Mandy, our top teen expert.
I go to dance lessons with some close friends of mine. The teacher moved me to a higher level group, but she says my friends have to stay in the lower level. I'm worried about moving to a new class without them. I'll really miss seeing them. What should I do? Andrea, 13.
I am homeschooled and I don't spend much time with people my age. I am friends with some of my neighbours and I have old friends from primary school, but they often forget to invite me when they go out. I have pen friends as well, but it's not the same as seeing people. Ben, 15.
My best friend won't stop copying me. I love wearing bright clothes and looking different from everyone else. But last month, my friend started buying all the same things as me. Now we look exactly the same as each other. Katie, 14.
Track 75. 1.
I'm very sorry to hear about your problem. Studying alone isn't easy. But it doesn't mean you can't have friends. There are lots of ways to meet people. What activities do you enjoy doing? Maybe you should think about joining some clubs. For example, drama or dance. Make sure you have lots of contacts in your phone or online. And remember to call people. Waiting for them to contact you first isn't always a good idea.
2.
Thank you for writing to the website. I can understand why you aren't happy about what your friend is doing, but don't be too angry. After all, it means she thinks you look great. I think you should try to talk to her about how you feel and explain why you don't want her to do it. Also, why not offer to go shopping with her? If you decide to do this, you can give her advice and help her to find her own way of dressing. Good luck.
3.
I know that leaving your friends behind is difficult, but if you want to improve, you should be in the higher class. You'll get better at dancing, and you'll probably make new friends too. And here's another idea. Why don't you tell your friends to practice a bit more? Offer to help them in your free time. Then maybe the teacher will ask them to...
Track 76. 1.
Guest.
B. This person is a visitor in your home.
2.
Old friend.
F. You met this person a long time ago.
3.
Neighbour.
A. You live near this person.
4.
Close friend.
E. You like this person very much and you know each other well.
5.
Member.
D. This person belongs to a group or club.
6.
Contact.
C. You have this person's details in your phone or online.
7.
Best friend.
H. This is your one special friend.
8.
Classmate.
I. You study with this person.
9.
Pen friend.
J. You don't meet this person, but you write to them.
10.
Relative.
G. This person is...
Track 82.
A sport for all? 1. In 1920, there was a match between two women's football teams at Everton's football ground in Liverpool. Around 53,000 people went to watch it. Just a few years earlier, during the First World War, many men were fighting abroad. This meant there were no football players and no important games. People loved the sport and wanted to watch it, so women started to play. Some of the best players, such as Lily Parr, are still famous today. She became famous when she was only 14 and scored 43 goals in one season. 2. A year later, in 1921, the Football Association, FA, decided to stop women's football because they thought it was not a sport that women should play for payment. 50 years later, in 1971, women could finally play football as a profession and not just as a hobby. However, it wasn't until 1993 that the English FA recognised international women's football. After that, women could play in competitions with other countries. 3. Nowadays, nearly 3 million girls and women play football in the UK, and there are 100,000 registered players who can play official tournaments. There are only about 200 professional players, and many have to do other work to earn enough money. But you can often see women's football on television. They sometimes play in really famous places, such as Wembley Stadium in London. 4. In schools, girls and boys play football in the playground. There are teams with both boy and girl players. Recently, all girl teams are playing against all boy teams, so football is really a sport for everyone.
Track 83.
So, each group is going to tell us about a type of football. Jack, let's start with your group.
OK. Well, we found out about table football, which probably started in about 1920. You usually have 2 or 4 players. It's very popular in youth clubs, and some people play it at home. Both men and women play, but the 11 wooden or plastic players in each team are nearly always men. There are international competitions in Europe and the United States, and in the future, more countries will take part.
Thank you. Now, Lily, what about your group?
We want to talk about futsal. This is a sport that people play at a sports centre, usually inside. It began in Uruguay when a teacher organised the game on basketball courts in 1930. At first, it was just for men, but now there are a lot of women's futsal teams. There are 5 players in each team. The best teams are from South America and Spain because lots of people play futsal in these countries.
Oh, that's interesting. How about you, Oliver?
Well, we think that video game football is a great game. The first FIFA game appeared in 1993. Each weekend, more than 200 million FIFA matches take place all over the world in people's living rooms, bedrooms, and even kitchens. Girls play as well as boys, and on the screen there are men's and women's teams. There are different options for the number of players, but I think the maximum is 8.
So this kind of football is popular everywhere. Now, finally, Jessie. What kind of football did you choose?
Did you know that football for blind people is a Paralympic sport? The ball makes a sound so that they can play by using their ears and feet. It started in Spain in the 1920s, and the first World Championship was in 1998. It's a Paralympic sport, but there are only men's teams at the moment. There are 5 players in each team, but only 2 players can see, the goalkeepers. Nowadays, people play in many countries, but especially Brazil.